हेलो।
तेरे को तू यूट्यूब पे देख।
हाँ यस चालू है।
Yes, so good evening everyone. Welcome to the third day for KPIT Sparkle 2021 Innovation Webinar Series. I welcome you all. So on the first day and have covered with what is KPIT Sparkle and benefits for the same. And today on the second day we covered about the registration and idea submission. So today we are going to check out more about the theme. Again, we have with us Mr. Vishal sir, who is currently working as the program manager at KPIT Technologies.
हेलो
And
तेरे
I
Hi.
यूट्यूब पे देख।
sir to take over the session and continue with the session.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll just start with the second slide. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So Ajinkya, I think you'll be changing the slides.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Yeah. So the webinar two was mainly about the theme. We were talking more. We had given an introduction to the theme, which is in the area of mobility and energy. And today, what we'll be doing is we'll be telling you exactly what is expected from these teams. The idea submission process, we had talked about it, feedback from the jury, and also introduction to technical readiness levels. And we had the value proposition canvas and the lean canvas. So the next slide, Ajinkya. Yeah. So this session is basically to explain the theme and how to identify a problem statement, about the customer value proposition canvas, about teen canvas, and what is innovation and how to submit an innovative idea. So there are some steps, and of course we'll have a question answer session in the end. So we go to the next slide. The theme mobility and energy for the future is the resonating theme of KPIT Sparkle since 2015. So if you look at it, there is a lot of things to be done in electric vehicles. When we say something about new motor design, we are pointing towards either a change in geometry of the motors, either a material change, or some kind of a new concept itself. If you look into motor control techniques, we are actually saying we are trying to tell you that the control system, the motor requires a controller which is not manufactured in India. Basically, it is imported from outside India, and we would want these controllers to be developed inside India. So if you have some idea regarding how to design the controller, you need to submit an idea along with some kind of a simulation to actually tell why your controller is better than what is available right now. Then if we go to the electric motor efficiency, there are many parameters which actually control this motor efficiency improvement. You need to find out those parameters, maybe model them, and first do a simulation, check the results, find out if really your efficiency has improved, show how much efficiency has improved. These kind of things are expected. Now, in the thermal management techniques for EV components like battery and motors, for two and three wheelers, etc., basically what is expected is like in a four wheeler, basically these thermal management techniques are related to the vapor compression cycles. So it is related to how you cool the battery system. Now if you have something better than that, because the vapor compression cycle, it's a normal refrigeration cycle which is used, and it also has a drain on the auxiliary batteries which are used. So if you are able to change the way it is done, the power requirement, or maybe the power technique, or the process of integration, you will be able to just find out new ways, new materials for it. That's for us. Hybrid electric supervisory controls for HEVs. Basically, supervisory controls are the controls which decide if when a electric motor should work and when an IC engine should work in case of an hybrid electric vehicle. So all these supervisory controls are also having some kind of an efficiency, some kind of a you may say a factor which factors in for you may say the battery life, the miles that you get. So all these things are interrelated. If you have something new, we expect you to actually show us through simulation first, and then prove it to us through an actual prototype. So new transmission designs for HEVs are again a area where you can think of, if you are having an idea in this area of designing a new transmission for an HEV, then in that case you can actually opt for it. Hydrogen fuel cell for automotive, integration of fuel cell stack in a vehicle. I'll tell you about this. Till now, this is an open box. Basically, this is an idea no one has actually been able to successfully demonstrate in Sparkle till now. There are many people who have tried this, but there is like, it is not as easy. Like what we are trying to say is just buying a fuel cell from Amazon and putting it in a vehicle. It's not like that. You need to show the whole, first show the plant, how it works, what is the efficiency of the plant. Then most probably what you should do for the next stage is about integrating it. If you're doing something new in the fuel cell, that is important. It's not that you just buy a fuel cell and put it in. That's not the reason why this thing is written over here. And alternative to Nafion membrane. So everyone should know that Nafion membrane is something very costly, and it is a ion exchange membrane which is used in the fuel cell. Basically, if you are able to change the material from Nafion to something else, you are going to bring down the cost of the fuel cell, and that is important. Thermal management of fuel cell is again a topic which is very important, because this Nafion membrane starts getting degrading if the thermal parameters are not controlled correctly. So is there a better way of control? That is what is being asked over here. Charging infrastructure for electric vehicles. We have seen that there are n number of electric vehicles which are there in the market right now, but there are no charging infrastructure, as in case, if you take India as a use case. Basically, in India, we are having too many cars, and maybe fast charging of EVs would be required, wireless charging of EVs would be required. So there are some standards which you need to follow on this. You need to actually find out if really it can be implemented to a full scale. So last year, some people had tried it, but they have not successfully demonstrated it. So that's the reason this is still open for the contest. Machine learning, artificial intelligence for automotive, machine learning based diagnostics for EVs is one area. Deep learning for vehicle parking detection and traffic rule violations. Basically, it's more on how you are going to use these. So this is a typical project for integration, not just integration, but it is a software plus a hardware kind of a solution. So I had given you a small example last time, webinar. But what I understand, what I would also like to tell you is that till now, the teams who have come in, they have not yet completed the whole package. So it means that the end user, if it is an app, the end user should be able to see it through the app, where the parking slot is, where he should park. All these things should be clearly demonstrated. So that this is one of the areas. Telematics for two and four wheelers. Basically, in-car speech recognition, bike navigation systems is one area that we should be having. What about how do they navigate when the internet is not there? Is a use case which needs to be looked into. Telematics for vehicle fleet operations, goods and transport, taxis. So all these things are basically related to, in you may say, telematics. So, and there is a huge scope for this, because if you look at the spread of the country, there is and the kind of network which is available, there is a huge way you can actually innovate in some of the systems over here. So road vehicle and passenger safety, shared mobility, in this smart helmets, don't there is one thing I want to tell you about smart helmets. Do not integrate any alcohol detection sensors inside this. Last time, hundreds of people have done this, We have just not looked at it, because you think about it, will someone buy a helmet which has a alcohol detection sensor inside it? It is something that you should know what is the design limit to which, or you cannot, these are some personal freedoms which you cannot hinder people's personal freedom when you are designing something. Reducing tire bursts, we are looking at new materials, better visibility for night driving, accident prevention. These are systems which can be used in the night to prevent accidents, to alarm drivers, riders during night, where the light is not, when the driving conditions are difficult at that time, even when driving conditions are difficult due to weather, even at that time. Platform for multimodal transport is one important thing, but you need to now consider an important change which has come up, is the COVID pandemic. Now if you look at it, you need to find out solutions, sanitization solutions, social distancing models in public transport, solutions for masks, self sanitizing material in vehicle, proximity alert mechanisms, innovative air quality systems in vehicles. So all these things are related to the crowded together in one place, all those things. So basically so this is what this was about, the details of mobility. Now we go to the next slide. Energy. So energy is so as I said, mobility and energy are two verticals, but it is not necessary that you restrict yourself to whatever is given over here. These are just directions which are given. Which comes under mobility and energy can be a part of KPIT Sparkle. For example, even some things like you may say spill in oceans can also become a part of you may say KPIT Sparkle. Okay, so all these things are important. You need to first get into the theme and understand what new can be uh, come up as a idea. You can come up as an idea. So energy storage technologies, we are looking at novel low cost earth abundant electrode materials for battery. The reason being, lithium ion is maximum available in China, and maybe due to which we are looking at different materials than lithium ion to be used for battery. Novel electrode architectures, basically why we are saying this, so solid electrolyte is a very good material innovation that we are looking at. You need to do a lot of study and research before you are able to prove this. Hydrogen storage challenges, uh, I remember that we had people who tried uh, to to use hydrogen storage in a different form by mixing it with a fluid, basically, and releasing it as and when required. So these are, I will not be giving you the details of it. You need to find out, and maybe you need to innovate. That is the reason. It is just outlines that I can give you. Uh, so yeah. So we are looking at yeah. So we are looking at energy generation technologies, hydrogen gas production and collection by using techniques related to biofuels from biomass improvement in hydrogen generation using electrolysis, and high efficiency power generation technologies. Now, hydrogen gas production and collection by using related biofuels from biomass is a very important thing, because if you are able to produce it from biomass, then we as India have you know that we have a lot of biomass available, and you can actually make this as one of the important threads through which hydrogen can be produced. Now if you look at hydrogen fuel cell for automotive, integration of fuel cell stack in the vehicle, this is not about just putting a fuel cell inside a vehicle by just buying it from Amazon and putting it. It's not like that. What we expect is very different. We expect some kind of innovation that you have done in it, and then integrated it to the electric vehicle, or most probably the electric vehicle, which is there, which is in the system. And alternative to Nafion membrane, again, this has been explained. Thermal management of fuel cell is already explained. So renewable energy solutions, basically we are saying about new materials in solar photovoltaics. These are, if you search for it, these are perovskites. You'll come to know that there is a lot of research which has been done, and perovskites are one of the promising areas. They have right now their efficiency is around say 20% or more. They have come up to that level. But if you do some kind of a research in this, it would, the reason why solar cells are not made in India is because it is made out of silicon, and maybe the manufacturing process which is there is not available for us to make these cells. Now what you need to do is that, can you come up with new manufacturing processes for this? It's also an innovation. Compressed air solution, solid oxide fuel cells. Solid oxide fuel cells are something like, if I can give an example, you can go to Bloom Energy. Bloom Energy. Guy is using natural gas to generate electricity through solid oxide fuel cells. And once you come to know about it, you also think about, we have a lot of gobar gas plants in India. And if we are able to do the same thing with that gas, then it's a win-win situation for everyone. Sensors, actuators for automotive, nanomaterials, biomaterials, actuators, sensor fusion, all these things are a part of this. So these are just directions. These are not fixed, you may say. Just that we want you to be concentrating on energy and mobility. We don't want you to go somewhere else. That is the only criteria over here. We go to the next slide. Sixth slide. Yeah. So sixth slide is basically yesterday what I told you about the TRIZ tools. And there is a mobile app which you can actually TRIZ crossover QMS. And this app link is available on the KPIT Sparkle portal. It comes under the resources tab. If you go to the website, you are able to see it. There, the 40 principles of how technical contradictions can be solved is explained. So 40 principles are, I will tell you that there are only 40 ways a human mind can think. As of now, there are only 40 ways how you will find a solution if you are in any kind of a situation. Not just an engineering situation, it may be a medical thing, it may be even governance thing. It would still come in this 40 principles. I will show you how it happens. Then there are some things called separation principles, which we will also be looking into. We go to the next slide, seventh slide. Yeah. So this is, so I keep on telling about understanding what a technical contradiction is, and this is an example for it. So you have to understand, a technical contradiction happens basically when you are trying to make a parameter A better, there is a parameter B in the system which is degrading. So this is a contradiction. And for example, I'm just giving you an example. You might have come across this yourselves. The problem faced by the customer written over here is vehicle going out of control on wet roads. Now, problem seen by the engineer. So the engineer, when he looks into the problem, what does he see? He has to go deeper and understand braking force is greater than the grip or the friction offered by the tire to stop the car or bike. Now, here the technical contradiction is, as the braking force increases by pedal operation or by hand operation, the tire locks. The locking of the tire, which causes the friction between tire and road to reduce. So the vehicle tire slips on the road because there is a layer of water in between the tire and the road. So that is the reason why this is slipping. Now, the solution is intermittent operation. That is functioning of an anti-lock braking system. If you go to the details of how an anti-lock braking system works, you'll come to know that it is working on the basis of this principle of intermittent operation. With that, what I would do next is that I will try to share my screen now. So I think, Ajinkya, this is the right time to share my screen. So I am actually showing you the TRIZ app which is available to you. This is a very good app to understand how you are going to solve a problem, how you are going to solve an innovative problem. So no, now what I explained to you is what a contradiction is, a technical contradiction is. You understood what a technical contradiction is. Now we first go to these inventive principles. So basically, when you look at it, I had told you something about segmentation last webinar. You might remember segmentation was about basically about, if I say, dividing into sectors. So when you go into the card, you are able to see even the the details of how it is used. So there it is written, divide an object or system into independent parts. That is exactly what the government did in case of COVID-19 for people to be saved. So all the sectors cannot get bad together. We have quarantined them separately. So you have to understand, this is not engineering, this is governance, but yet TRIZ is being used over here. So, so the next thing what I want to share with you is just a second. I'll just share. Yeah. So, if you look at it over here, if you look at the screen, you will come to find that there is something called preliminary action over here and preliminary counter action on 9 and 10. The card number 9 and 10 shows you preliminary action and preliminary counter action. So these are some of the principles that I was talking to you about, the you may say the braking system. So you have to understand how this thing will work. Perform before needed the required change of an object or system, either fully or partially. It is written as A. Just read this, you will come to know that what I'm trying to tell you. How the systems get evolved is through these kind of principles. There are only 40 principles which actually govern. So these are the 40 principles which are there, and you can actually go into the app and each one you can actually go and understand what this is. Then there is something called separation principles. You'll have to understand what is separation in time. So there is something called separation in time. A good example would be the traffic lights. Separation in time, basically saying that how the vehicles flow. This was decided, and this is how it was decided. It means that this is kind of, you may say, the way you can actually uh, invent things for not just engineering but even for a people movement. Now, separation in space. This is an example of a lens. Now you know about the lens. There are two pieces. Initially, it was something like this. Right now, there has been something different. There is an innovation which happened on this further. Now I'll give you an innovation which is not mentioned over here. Now you have to understand. Initially, if you look long back, there were no flyovers. You have to understand what I'm trying to say. There were no flyovers. Now flyovers were not there. It means that basically what I'm trying to say is that you had to actually you may say separate vehicles who are passing from in two opposite directions. So how do you separate it in time? Flyover is an example how you have separated the vehicles, although without having a, you may say, kind of a signal, you have separated those vehicles. If they are crossing like as in a plus sign, the roads are crossing in a plus sign. If you build a flyover over it, you are separating things in time. You'll have to understand these kind of concepts. The reason innovation happens is everyone can innovate, and this this system is basically you are actually having this information with you. It's not something new that I'm telling you. So what I'm trying to tell you over here is there is a detailed chart on how you are able to find a physical contradiction, what is a technical contradiction. All these things are actually mentioned over here. If you just read it also, you will definitely come to know how you are going to solve the ideal solution. Coming towards the ideal solution is the important part. You need to first understand if you are able to. So whenever I had told you yesterday that the team should actually be able to identify the technical solution or the technical contradiction, this was exactly what I meant. So unless you are able to identify the technical contradiction, there is basically very less chance that you will think about an innovation. So, Ajinkya, I'll be now. I've just stopped sharing the screen. You can just put on the presentation at the same place, I think. Yes. So you have to understand over here, when we were telling about a technical contradiction, we were very clear that there is a system. See for yourself, there is a system, and there are two parameters which are contradicting each other. So one is the braking force, second is the grip of the tire on the road because of water, and due to which this thing is happening, this slipping thing is happening. So you need to understand that unless an engineer understood this thing, ki we have to let the tire slowly go ahead. Instead of just locking it, we have to just let it not lock. That is the way we are able to have a grip on the road. This click or this idea, this trigger led to the anti-lock braking system. So similar, I will like to specify one more thing. This was one thing, a technical contradiction. I would like to specify one of the good projects which came to KPIT Sparkle, which was on oil spill. Basically, oil spill which happens on the seas when tankers are moving oil from one continent to other. There is a lot of oil spills which happen. Now these people actually came up with a solution where their solution was a sponge, and the contradiction that they were in water gets absorbed in a sponge. So they have to have only oil get absorbed in the sponge. This was their aim, and for which they actually found out a nanomaterial which is made out of the touch me not plant. And basically they were able to make this nanomaterial through a process which they got patented, which they patented. And they have actually been able to make a product, apply it on the sponge, and once you apply that nanomaterial on the sponge through a specific process, the sponge will only absorb oil, it will not absorb water. So this is a physical contradiction where you are having two different materials, and you have to choose which material you want to segregate out of it. And the thing is, both are fluids. You'll have to understand this is called a physical contradiction. Now whenever you are, these are just triggers for you to understand how you will come to your innovation. This is just triggers. So once you look into the 40 principles, and you look into the other stuff which I mentioned about the app, basically you will be in a position to understand what TRIZ methodology is. And we, as in Sparkle, whenever we talk to teams, we are talking through this methodology. So definitely it is not that everyone comes after learning this. It is like, it is a process. And in the meetings that we have with the teams, we actually explain all these things. And this is what you get out of Sparkle. Basically a method, or you may say a mind which is now tuned how to innovate and how to make a business prosper. All these things are coming into picture when you are in Sparkle. So we'll go to the next slide. Ajinkya. Yeah. So I had also touched upon certain things called value proposition canvas. If you look at it, this is not just the only canvas. There are many such canvases. But for everyone to be on the same page, we will be using this kind of a canvas. So basically, it is about the customer. You'll find that it is about the customer, or the first, or you may say the first person, or the most important person who would actually want your product, or try to buy your product because of his needs. Now it's divided into wants, fears, and needs, and basically about understanding what substitutes he has. So you may be proposing something, but he may not want it. So last year, I'll just give you an example. This was a failure mode from even from our side. When we were selecting teams, we came to know that most of the teams were integrating stuff. But if you look at it, there was nothing special which stands out. That was a very big issue, because uh, there'll be n number of electric vehicles in the market. What is it that will make your vehicle stand out? You should be knowing about it more. You should be knowing why your vehicle is different than all the other things. Is it something to be done with the battery? Is it something done with the way the material is of the battery is, or what is it? So you need to know more on these stuffs. So uh, so if you look at the product part of it, it is more about benefits, features, and experience. And most important is the experience. If you are touching the customer emotionally, your product will sell 101%. It is like that. You need to have a emotional connect with your customer. So you just keep on asking why. It is not just five eyes, but you can ask n number of whys to understand. The moment you touch the emotional connect, I'll just give you an example. Portico is a company which provides medical support to people, basically having some kind of so you can actually basically what you can do is that you can actually ask them to send you a nurse who would look after a patient, something like that. The emotional connect is when the person doesn't have to stay at home and look after the patient. Instead, he's able to go out and mm, get some job. All these things are important. So this is the case where you have to understand that you have to connect with the customer emotionally first. You need to first understand the customer emotionally, and then whatever product you are making, you have those features in the product. So we go to the slide, which is about the lean canvas. I think yeah, this is the blank lean canvas that we have. And you were seeing something on the customers who are the early adopters. In If you look at the first block which is there, that was the area that comes out through the value proposition canvas. Basically, you are able to identify who the early adopters are. Because you want to scale the business little by little, you should be able to identify who are the first persons who would take your product. It's a small increment. You will keep on incrementing your features, and you will get to the final product. So these are the eight, you may say, blocks which have to be sequentially filled. You will also find that near the customer there is one small red button, kind of a camera button over there. That's basically a video. If you click that, if you actually click that, you will be able to see a video which tells you about what should be filled inside each of these boxes. So it is as simple as that. So you don't have to worry on that. Everything is told to you. And for your even better understanding, we go to the next slide. Yeah, this is a actual lean canvas which was made for an autonomous vehicle. You understand the importance of the solution right away with this? It is you'll see that everything is written in very crisp manner to remove human intervention in fire rescue operations. Safe and efficient transportation with autonomous systems is the problem that they are doing. Now this thing can have more things So human risk involved in navigation is also a use case for COVID-19. So these guys are actually, if they are going to bring this product out with the incubation support which they were provided with, they are the people who would start a very different kind of a business in this situation, because they already have the solution. If you look at the final 30, they are supposed to be real working prototypes. So these people, they already have a prototype which works, and these are the people who can now take this business to another level. So you have to understand what is the difference between all the other things and Sparkle, all the different available contests, and what is different in Sparkle. So this is the difference that is available. We go to the next slide. Hello. Yeah. So, with this, I would want to say that these are the steps to start your innovation journey. First is about team formation, which you already talked on, division of responsibility, business team to start VOC with problem definition, technical team to start collecting references, available technology, do a functional analysis of the system. Functional analysis is a very important part. Now, this thing is being we cannot do it right now over here, but this will be taken in some of the seminars or the webinars which will be appearing on the Sparkle portal. Functional analysis, I'll just give you an example. A quick example is the function of a pen. So everyone thinks the function of a pen is to write, but that is not the right answer or the right context of the question. The function of the pen is to release ink and stop releasing ink as and when you put the nib to the paper. So you have to understand the functional analysis of your system before you start doing something. Before you start, there has to be a functional diagram. What are the functions of the system? Understand the functions of the system and then go ahead and start working on it. And the moment you see a technical contradiction or so the next step is about identifying a technical contradiction. So start applying principles of TRIZ to solve the contradiction. Refine the value proposition canvas. It is not freezed. It is not freezed. I'll tell you what I have shown you as the lean canvas was something. After 3 or 4 iterations, it has come to that level. It is not going to come in the first go. We all know it. We also know it. So but we are trying to make you understand the business part more clearly through the iterations. So this is the thing. Refine the value proposition canvas, refine the lean canvas, start prototyping. There is no such phase in this Sparkle that someone will come and tell you to start prototyping. No, you have to start it on your own. At before September 30, you need to come up with some kind of a prototype. If you are selected in the top 100, September 30 onwards, we are having a very huge connect with the top 100 teams, and you need to feature in there for all the other benefits that are going to come your way. So submit your simulant deck. Now, simulation deck is something which is you may say a proof that you are in the right direction. How do you prove that you are in the right direction? You will be able to do it only through some kind of softwares or some kind of calculations that you have done. So it could be a software, it could be a calculation, but see to it that there is a lot of mentorship given to you before you attempt this. And the reason why I was stressing on making having the professors involved is because they are into in and out. They are into writing papers and writing patents and all those things. Basically, they know more, and besides, they are someone you are having a right to go to ask. Basically, that is very important. They are a part of your system. So it is much more easy for you to get help and support from the college that you are currently studying. And then, of course, what you do is submit your prototype that's in a photo format or a video format. So the moment we get a photo or a video of your prototype, we start connecting with you. So look out for communication from KPIT Sparkle team on chat mechanisms internally, on emails, SMS, and attend the one-to-one calls for guidance and mentoring. Follow all our social media handles on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube for information on all the new webinars. So basically, this thing is there, and there is an important message that I want to give you. See, you are the batch of 2020. 2020 is a batch who would be remembered. The reason being, there is a lot of things which are going haywire in the system right now, but you need not worry about it. You will still survive. It is 101% sure that, see, the human race is always going to go forward. It is always like that, and we have full belief in you. You don't, we are there for your guidance. And with that, I think what we can do is we can go into some question and answers if anything is there. So the next slide. Yeah. So any questions, Ajinkya, or even Amit, basically? Sorry.
Yes, sir. I think students have watched the 3 days webinar. Like maybe some of them have watched all 3 days, or some of them have watched some one of the 3 days, something like that. So,
Hmm.
can you just sum up, or you can say what exactly the student needs to go now? First, they need to go to maybe KPIT Sparkle website, and then they
Yes.
need to apply for KPIT Sparkle. So, in short, can you just sum up the things like what the steps they should take right now?
Yeah. So the summary of what they should do right now is more on, like, first go to the sparkle.kpit.com website and register yourself for the contest. The moment you register yourself, there is a simple process of authenticating your through a code basically given to your mobile or your email address, just to identify you that you are you. Just for that, once you start that process, start working on the TRL levels 1 to 4. So these are guidance levels. Basically, the output of this is more of like you are coming to know what the system is, how it should work, how you should proceed towards getting an idea done or getting a inventive idea done. All those processes are there in that TRL levels 1 to 4. The moment you are at TRL level 4, you would come to know that you have to submit certain things. Like, first thing is about the simulation deck that we have said. Second thing is about the prototype photo or a video. Third thing is more about understanding your lean canvas and submitting it. So these are not the final things. We understand that it would be the first time you are ever doing it, but we will be there the moment you show some excitement from your end. We will be excited to help you out.
Right.
That is the way it works. And first and foremost, like, I think all the people, you need to be very open. It is like a different situation right now. If you get the right opportunity to get into something called entrepreneurship, which is going to take you to the next level, definitely the things will change. And as things change, more opportunities will come to you. It's not that the opportunities are going to end over here, or this is the final thing. No, things are going to come to you. Any questions regarding how or what to do next, you can let me know.
Some of the students, like they have some ideas actually, but they don't know whether they will fit in the KPIT Sparkle theme. Like one of the student is asking, he has some innovative water purifier idea. So,
Yes.
is there any mechanism or way they can check whether that idea fits into KPIT Sparkle theme?
So how the best way to check it is, if they are if that can go into energy. See, water purifiers are also using energy. So energy is a very big theme. Even though we have talked about energy related to automotive, there is a lot of things that we can do in energy. But is it related to energy. That is what the question I would ask is it related to energy? Water purifiers are plenty, but is it related to energy that you are focusing on? If that is so, then you can actually showcase your idea. We can actually connect, and we'll be able to talk to you. Yeah.
So maybe the student needs to check whether his idea is related to energy or mobility in some or the other.
Yes. Yes. So
Okay.
as I said, if you look into even the case of you may say the oil spill, oil is something related to energy. So that is how we look into projects. Okay.
Okay. And is there any registration limit or something like that? Some
No,
stu-
there is no registration limit as such. See, every year we have around say 20,000 students plus registering with us. It is not about registrations.
okay.
It is not about idea submissions.
Okay.
Okay. The game is not in registering into Sparkle. It is not because you will not be able to understand unless you show what is there inside you.
Right.
Then we will try to develop on that whatever you are saying. It is always like that.
Some
So
students were even asking, right, that whether they can submit to one or more ideas.
yes, you can submit one or more ideas. The first phase we have restricted it to one idea right now, but you can definitely go ahead and submit more than one idea the moment we start shifting those ideas into buckets of top 100 or not in the top hundreds. So you will be able to see your idea status, and you will be able to take a decision. You want to submit something else, you can do it, but don't spread your energies across. I would say
Right.
that one idea card is more than sufficient. There is an update idea feature which is available. You can always update your idea and change it into whatever form you want. It is
Mhm.
not mandatory to just keep one title and follow that every time. Just keep
Right.
one title, work on it. Suppose you are understanding in 5 days that no, this is very difficult, I am not able to do it. So I will tell you one more thing. Wherever it is very difficult, that is the area that you should be having a patent in, because areas which are very easy everyone can think. And this ability to think is equal among everyone. It doesn't have anything like to do with your marks or your it is nothing to do with it. It is nothing to do even with your IQ or something. It is the way you think and you come out of a problem. So I said that there are only 40 ways you will be coming out of any problem, be it an engineering problem or be it something else. You will come, you will have to like your idea first. It is like your girlfriend, you may say, or boyfriend. You'll have to like your idea first, and then you will have to understand if really I am going to get something out of this. And
Okay.
this has to be done very fast, basically, because understanding the innovation is a very critical aspect to get to the next stage of prototyping.
Right.
So you need to any more questions?
What I can understand is that first student needs to go on the KPIT Sparkle website, register, and then
Yes.
they have to submit idea in the sense they need to present the prototype, right? Not some PPT only.
No, they have to present the prototype. It is directly like you are saying that I'm now going to go through the TRL levels 1 to 4.
Mhm.
I'm ticking it based on my progress. I'm ticking it.
Right.
So it is like you are able to change the progress every day.
Okay.
Suppose in a week you have come to TRL level 1 or TRL level 2, and in week 2 you are able to go to say TRL level 2.5, 2.6. Some questions you are able to answer till that end. You update it. There is an
Okay.
update idea feature. You can always update it. It
So
is up to you.
right.
Yeah.
So students need to register and immediately start working on their prototype.
Start working on the prototype.
Okay. One student is asking, sir, how they should ensure if their idea is not getting copied when they submit.
So first thing that you have to do is that you have to identify. So as I said, there is a technical contradiction that you have to identify. Only if there is a technical contradiction that you are coming out, you are finding a solution. You're not
Mhm.
you're not digressing from the problem, but you are actually attacking the problem and solving it. In that case, you have some kind of a innovation which is coming out. And if you are having an innovation coming out, you don't need to even think about having a prototype. You can directly go and file a provisional patent with some of the forms. Again, the forms which are required are already available on the portal and in the helpful resources tab. So if you can just show them the portal, you can actually go to sparkle.kpit.com. There is something called helpful resources. You just click there, you'll find all the things that are required
Okay.
to actually work on your idea.
Okay. So I think the questions are covered. So what I would recommend all the students is that you can just go on sparkle.kpit.com website and register yourself for the KPIT Sparkle contest. Immediately after registering, you need to make sure that you work on your prototype and present your prototype as soon as possible. Make sure your idea is linked in some or the other way to energy or mobility. So that is the main theme that KPIT Sparkle is currently focusing on. So those who are having some of the doubts regarding how to form the team or how to do register, you can watch our webinar 1 and 2. So all the doubts regarding that are covered in webinar 1 and 2. So I would recommend that. And after this session, we'll be posting all the links, the PPT again on the links. You can just check the description of the video. The video will be live in 10 to 15 minutes. So in that link, everything will be present. So any more doubts, students? You can just post it in the live chat. Yes, so we have shared the feedback form also in the live chat. So you can just click on the link and mark your attendance and give your feedback regarding this webinar session. Okay.
So guys, I think that's the start of a big adventure, I would say, called KPIT Sparkle. And that are not going to last long. These things will come down. There'll be a clear roadmap of how you can proceed, and don't worry about too much about how we will get support. Or we are there. We will always be there for you. We are at a phone call distance from you. So just need to start your journey so that we are able to hold your hand and take you up. Yeah.
So, sir, again, thank you for your valuable time and giving such good insights about this competition. Many students came to know about this particular innovation contest, and I'm sure that they would participate and submit their ideas before September.
Yes.
Yes.
So thank you all. Thank you,
Yeah.
Talent Battle, for this opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Yes. So I'll end the session. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.